Sure, bro. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Good morning. So, Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gnananjalakalakaya Chakshurunmittamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Mate Ramapada Swami Iti Namane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Mate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. So, we are continuing reading the book Namacharya Srila Haridasa Thakura. So, we are in a section of Mahaprakasha benedictions. So, we are continuing, and the page is 158, para 3. In fear of Durvasa, the sons of Pandu remembered you in the forest, and you appeared before them out of compassion. When you said, "Do not worry, Yudhishthira, for I am here. I will give alms to the sages. You sit and watch in order to protect your servants." You happily ate the last piece of vegetable from the pot. As a result, the sages' stomachs become filled as they took bath, so they immediately ran away out of fear. The sons of Pandu were thereby delivered by the influence of remembering you. All these wonderful incidents were the result of remembering you. The characteristic of these personalities was to constantly remember you. Therefore, it is not at all wonderful that they were delivered. The glories of Ajamila's remembrance are unlimited. Even though he did not engage in any religious duties, in fear of the Yamadutas, he affectionately looked at the face of his son and remembered the form of Narayana while calling out the name of his son. By that remembrance, all his sinful reactions were vanquished. Therefore, remembrance of you is the wealth of your devotees. I am fully devoid of the remembrance of your lotus feet. You, yet, nevertheless, O Lord, do not forsake me. What qualification do I have to see you? O Lord, I will ask you for only one thing, not more. After the extreme humility of these prayers, the Lord was more anxious than ever to please his sold out servant, and he said, "Speak, speak, everything is yours. There is nothing that I will not give you." Folding his hands, Haridasa Thakura prayed, "Although I am less fortunate, I have a great desire. May the remnants of the servants who worship your lotus feet be my footsteps. Let this be my devotional service, birth after birth. Let honoring these remnants by me only occupation and religious duty. My life is sinful because I am devoid of remembrance of you. Please make my life successful by allowing me to eat the remnants of your servants. I think this an offense on my part, for I have no qualification to ask for such an exalted position. O my Lord, O Master, O my dear Vishwambara, I am like a dead person. Please forgive my offense, O son of Sachi. O dear Lord, please be merciful to me. Kindly keep me in the house of a devotee as a dog. Despite all his humble pleadings, Haridasa Thakura desires were still not satisfied. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to glorify Haridasa Thakura to to make certain that Haridasa Thakura's humble prayers would not be misunderstood by anyone before he fulfilled the innermost desire of Haridasa Thakura for eternal service. Listen, my dear Haridasa, anyone who resides with you for even a day or speaks with you for even a moment will certainly achieve me. There is no doubt about it. One who respects you respects me, for constantly reside within your body. My glories are increased by a servant like you. You have eternally bound me within your heart. You have not committed any offense to me or to any Vaishnava. Therefore, I am awarding you devotional service. What constitutes service is determined by the master, not the servant. True devotional service is not cheap. We may call our work devotional service, and even though we may give much of ourselves to the Lord, it is up to their lordships to accept that service. The masters are the sons who decide what is service and what something other than service. All the devotees present expressed their joy at the benedictory words of the Lord and the good fortune of his surrendered servant. In Haridasa's prayers, he asked to always be allowed to eat the remnants of Vaishnavas, and in Jagannath Puri, the Lord used to bring him the remnants of Lord Jagannatha every day. No desire of such a pure soul ever remains unfulfilled. Whenever the Vaishnavas in Puri took prasadam, Haridasa Thakura would also take the remnants which were delivered to him by Lord Chaitanya's servant Govinda. To emphasize the glories of Haridasa Thakura still further, Vrindavana Dasa Thakura grants a series of benedictions to those who hear the prayers of Haridasa Thakura and the benedictions granted to him by Lord Chaitanya. Anyone who hears the prayers of Haridasa and the benedictions he received will certainly obtain the treasure of Krishna Prema. This is not my statement, this is a verdict of all scriptures. Simply by hearing topics about the devotees, one develops devotion for Krishna and all glories to the great all glories to the great devotee Haridasa Thakura. By remembering Haridasa, all one's sinful reactions were vanquished. So thus ends the section Mahaprabhu's benedictions. So here in this section we have seen that different great personalities like Prahlad Maharaj, Parvati, Draupadi, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Ajamila, and this Namacharya, Haridasa Thakura, all these great personalities, they have uh, kept the Lord in their heart. They constantly remembered the Lord at each and every moment. That is the reason, due to that purity, that constant remembrance, they have attained the Krishna Prema. So, in our without any desire, they don't have any desire except to please Lord. So, we have seen different scenarios. For example, if you take Ajamila, he did not practice it, but at the end, he have called out Lord with his heart. I mean, like with pure heart. That's it. Although he's calling out his son, but whatever he remembered, the form of Narayana while calling out the name of his son. So he have attained that success. And next, in coming to that, in continuation, similarly, uh, Haridas Thakur also, he have undergone many issues, but he never forgotten the Lord and he never taken lightly the devotional service. And he always desires that whatever the devotional service he is doing, that has to come from authority. I mean, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he always think in that direction, and he never claimed that whatever he does, that's the devotional service. That's its sincerity. So we need to take that character, that feature from him, and we need to improve our devotional service as well. And next, in last, what constitutes service is determined by the master, not the servant. True devotional service is not cheap. We may call our work devotional service, and even though we may give much of ourselves to the Lord, it is up to the Lordships to accept that service. So sometimes I'm doing very sincerely, but I'm not feeling some happiness or some still I'm going undergoing some issues. We might our mind will trigger those things, but still we have to give our pure heart to the Lord. Whether Lord accept or not doesn't matter. That's secondary. But in the primary, we need to give ourselves 100%. And last, anyone who hears the prayers of Haridasa and the benediction he receives will certainly obtain the treasure of Krishna Prema. And this is the statement given by the author here. This is a verdict of all scriptures, of course. That is the ultimate summary of the all scriptures. So by removing Haridasa, all one's sinful reactions are also vanquished. So we need to take that sincere step here and we need to practice in our devotional service. I will hand the summary here, Prabhu.